In the purport, Srila Prabhupada has made some very interesting observations. In this world, we come across people working very hard for the satisfaction of their minds, satisfaction of their senses. People work very hard for that. People take up jobs, people take risks, people do all kinds of endeavors for one's satisfaction of their body, mind, senses, and all of that. And Srila Prabhupada is pointing out this working for one's satisfaction, for the satisfaction of one's own senses and mind, is fundamentally and eminently flawed. Here Prabhupada is saying, but when our desire to see, hear, touch, etc. dovetail for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they are on the level of the topmost perfection. What we are taught in this world is that you must work for your satisfaction. But working for our satisfaction, our senses and of our mind, is completely flawed, because we are not understanding the full picture of who we are, what this world, what this situation we are in. We don't have an understanding of all of that. We are actually not independent persons. We are part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if we are part and Krishna is the whole, the part and the whole dynamic works in such a way. The part has to work for the satisfaction of the whole, and when the part works for the satisfaction of the whole, the part becomes fully satisfied. This part-whole dynamic is not known to most people in the world. All the thought leaders in the world, all the big leaders in our world, they miss this point, and they are thinking that if one has to work for one's own satisfaction, we have to provide different kinds of facilities so that they can enhance the opportunities available for their own satisfaction. They don't know this important principle that if the part has to be satisfied, the part has to work for the satisfaction of the whole. Just like all the parts of our body, all the different organs of the body, they are not independent. The kidney, the pancreas, the heart, the lungs, they are not independently existing here in our system. They are part of the whole system. And if any of the part has to be well nourished, they have to be doing their function for the well-being of the whole. And when that is happening, the body is in a healthy condition, and all the parts of the body are nourished and provided with what they need. In the same way, we are not an independent individual living entity. We ultimately belong to Krishna. In one sense, it is not correct to say the world leaders don't know about it. They know, but don't know it perfectly as our Vedic literatures point out. What do they know? Yes, when somebody works for his own satisfaction, my satisfaction, that is on the one end of the spectrum. If somebody works for not just my satisfaction, But for my family members' satisfaction, that is highly admired. I remember watching one video. This happened, I think, about 1 or 2 years back or so. Our Prime Minister, he had been to the US and he was speaking. It was some big gathering. And then he recalls that how his mother, because we know our Prime Minister comes from a very humble background, he recalls how his mother was doing menial jobs, doing some household menial jobs to send her children to school and get them educated. And as he described that, how his mother was doing menial jobs, his voice became choked up. And then he went on to say, there's nothing special about my mother doing this. There are lakhs and lakhs of mothers in our country who are working very hard to serve, to see that their children get educated. And his voice became even more choked up, and everyone moved by what our Prime Minister was saying. So you see how when the mother sacrifices something for the child, that's highly appreciated. So working for one's own satisfaction, that's actually animal life. Animals just do that. If there is some food, they fight and they get that food, they are eating. Another animal comes, they somehow try to protect that food for themselves. Don't let another. And if another animal comes, they fight with each other and they tear apart, and that's what happens. There's no such thing as, okay, nice, you have come, I'll share with you. I don't mind a little bit more, you can have more. Animals don't do that. They're very, very self-centered. So when somebody is not so self-centered and thinks about, no, not just me, my family, my children, that's very good. That's considered to be more elevated, more exalted, ready to do sacrifice for my children. If somebody becomes very rich in this world and not just keeps his family, nice home, all of that, comes back to his own town or own village and does some big thing for his town, for his village, then that's also highly appreciated. See, he's not just working for himself or his own family, but for his community. He went, became so rich, but he thought about his village. He came back to the village and he is working for the good of the village. That is something. You see, this is also appreciated. This is considered even more than just work for one's own family. A lot of people do that, working for their own family. So like this, you can see how on the one end of the spectrum is working for oneself, which is like animal life. As you expand family, my village, my community, my nation. People think about their nation and sometimes they risk their lives, join the army and go to the borders and fight and all of those kind of things. We appreciate the Jawans of our country. See, they are working for the good of the country. So that's also appreciated. So now you keep moving higher and higher and higher all the way. All this understanding is there. What is happening in all of this? In the animal, he's thinking, I'm completely independent, I'm my enjoyment. When somebody is thinking, no, not just me, my family, there is an understanding that I belong to this family and I must work for that family. And that gives me satisfaction rather than just for myself. I'm ready to make some sacrifices for my family because I'm part of that family. So there is an understanding that I'm not myself, but I'm part of the family. Even bigger is, I'm not just my family is part of my village. We all grew up there, we the village supported us in so many ways. So either you're part of the family, part of the village, part of the state, part of the country, part of the world, all of these understanding. There is some understanding that I'm not independent, I'm part of a larger community. But all of these are still short of the perfect understanding, because these are, by the laws of karma, we all come together into a family, into a village, born in a certain community or a certain country, and according to the laws of karma, we move on to another family, another community, another country. Could be another planet, another loka. All of these kind of transmigrations are happening for the living entity. Now, this living entity is part of which community, which village, which family? In every life, the living entity gets a different kind of a situation. These are just temporary features of this ever-changing material world. The living entity is not really part of any of these. The living entity gets a body, and that body is made of panchabhutas and other elements of material nature. And this material nature is undergoing constant flux, and there is creation going on. There are planets and all of these things created for some time, and again all of that annihilated. So this is a much bigger picture, and ultimately we understand that we are a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and this material energy which is going through all of these changes and creation and maintenance and destruction, all of that is an energy of the Lord.